Longtime State House reporter Gary Rayno hung him up, padding off into retirement, but not before a well-deserved honor from Governor Maggie Hassan, the Executive Council. Rayno had a great career. He's a great reporter, good guy, and we certainly wish him low scores out there on the golf course. But what about John DeStaso? You worked with Rayno at the Union Leader.
Yeah.
Actually, you'd been there for what, about 15, 20 years before you got there?
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Yes, it's true, actually. I hate to acknowledge that, but it is true. Yeah, I was there for over 30 years.
Yeah, well, Rayno's obviously been at the State House for a long time. You know what people keep pointing to is just how the press corps in the State House is just dwindling, and it continues to.
Yeah, and it does, and it is not good. Sometimes you have to be there on a regular basis to get to know the people, to get to really see the intricacies of what's going on in order to eventually get the big story.
Yeah.
Flying in and out is it can be done, but it's difficult. And in the old days, certainly, you know, when I was at the State House often, that little press room there on the first floor was packed. Yeah,
packed, and everybody sharing desks, things like that. It's certainly a sign of the times as far as the industry goes. Let's talk about voter turnout in New Hampshire's place. There certainly bolsters the argument for Steve Dupree and those that go down to the RNC that New Hampshire is engaged and we should remain first. That's good news.
Absolutely, yeah. That was a very good story that you actually broke, and I just think you're absolutely right. The Rules Committee is going to be a war for New Hampshire and the other early states too. They're banding together the officials from New Hampshire, Iowa, and mainly South Carolina, and they're going to try to present a united front. I think this, out of the three, this shows New Hampshire's just total commitment to the primary. And I don't just mean us, I mean people out there on the streets. They do care. Over 50%, 56% or whatever it was, is a very strong turnout. And it was strong on both sides.
And Donald Trump has signaled support
absolutely,
without mincing words, saying that he would protect New Hampshire's place in the process. Let's talk about some business at the State House that occurred this week. Chris Sununu, obviously locked in the governor's race, surprised a lot of people with his vote in favor of the contract for Planned Parenthood. What does this mean for him? Well,
it means he's going to get beat up on kind of both sides. We saw that over on Friday. And on Thursday, right after the vote, Wednesday and Thursday, I should say. And it's a situation where Chris Sununu was in kind of a no-win situation. And he went with what he said was his conscience. That's a matter of opinion. Only he will know whether it was his conscience or political expediency. He went with the contract. He had voted in August last year, about a year ago, to defund. It was a swing vote in both cases. And so he's getting beat up on the right by his primary opponents, and he's getting hit by the Democrats for, you know, the old John Kerry thing, as he voted against it before he voted for it.
Sure. And he points to the investigation with Planned Parenthood last year for reasons voting against it. If he gets through the primary, though, this could wind up being a net gain, you know, some of the independents and moderate Republicans.
It's true. It would attract the independents and moderates, although the Democrats will say that he's not really sincere enough. So, you know, it's more of a downside for him. Republican-leaning independents who are pro-choice are certainly going to be more interested in Sununu for this reason. The question is, by the time we get to a general election, if he makes it that far, how big of an issue will this be? Usually social issues are important, but not the overwhelming issue that people are voting on.
Yeah, a lot of issues out there certainly. I've put so much focus on the Senate race over the last couple of months. This governor's race really turned into something that could be interesting.
Yeah, for anyone who said that it was the one that was under the radar, it's certainly not anymore.
No doubt. Good to see you. Thanks very much. We got to run.